Hey, welcome to SOS Small Business Success Podcast. I'm your host, Bonnie Bonadeo. Welcome to February. Whole month already gone by, and January is a long month, but look how fast that it went. So we got some work to do, you guys. We seriously got some work to do. So remember, we're all about building brands that survive while developing people to thrive. So let's get started with our topic today. Now, as you know, that we always talk about the framework for the SOS framework that I work with, and we're talking about sales, operations, mindset, marketing, and education. But today we're going to get into operations. And so I'm going to ask you a question: mindset or strategy? Now, both of these have an element of an operational piece to them. And our title today is the Pirate Plight. So what are we going to do here? And why are we struggling? All of these insights that I had from 2022, I'm bringing into the entire month of January. But since today fell on February 1st, I'm gonna touch on 3 of them today with this particular podcast. So personal growth is worth the investment. Small business owners need help to be profitable, and leadership and strategy mindset are keys to success that are ultimately ignored. Why? Can't tell you. But I can tell you the difference if you don't ignore them, but I can only tell you that if you ignore them, it's usually a mindset piece as to why you're ignoring them. Okay. So when was the last time you made a big investment in yourself? And what was it? What was the big investment that you made, and when was the last big investment? So I just came off of a 7-day training to be able to get NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnosis certified. And it was long days, a lot of work, lots and lots of practice to be able to make this happen. Big investment. But one of the areas of opportunities for me in making this investment and then choosing what the investment was going to be was because I see that people are really struggling with mindset right now. So, we were very, very caught up in our little world and moving very fast as we kind of proceeded going into 2020. And then, of course, 2020 had us look very differently at things. It kind of forced us into things. It created this enormous division of things. And some of us lost a lot. We lost money, we lost businesses, we lost our confidence. We lost friends, we lost family. So there's just a lot that happened over the last couple of years. And we have to have that level of strength to build back. But part of that's mindset. The other part of it is strategy. So what and when was the last big investment you made for yourself? And I'm not talking about investment into your business. Maybe you bought new furniture or you expanded or something like that. That's still it's still an investment. Yes, I get it. But when was the last time you made an investment in you? So maybe you went to a program or a training, or you took a vacation. Even that would be an investment in you to be able to step away from things so that you could look at it from a different perspective. Yeah. And what and when will you invest in the support to grow yourself and your business? When are you going to invest in yourself to be able to grow your business? And what is that investment that you're going to make in order to grow your business? It might be a coach like me, might be a different type of coach like many of the other coaches that I know. And I'm happy to refer you to the right coach if I'm not the right fit for you. But what is that investment that you're willing to make to grow your business and yourself? And when are you going to do it? Because here we are at February 1st, and you know what they call February 1st is quit day, right? But let me ask you this question first before we go into quit day. Do you believe mindset is as valid to your success as strategy, and vice versa? Do you believe that mindset is as valid to your success as strategy? Like how you think about things, how you perceive things, how you react to things, the spin you put on things. Do you go down a rabbit hole of negativity? Do you put yourself up on a higher platform of positivity? And then strategy. Do you have a plan of how you're going to do this? Because you could be positive all day long and be like, oh, everything's going to work out. But if you don't put any action into that positivity, are you still going to get the results that you're aiming for? So do you believe mindset is as valid to your success as strategy, and vice versa? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So it's February 1st today. Welcome to Quits Day. This is the day that they say that everybody, like whatever these New Year's resolutions were, maybe even some of your goals, dreams, intentions, that this is kind of that day where we just kind of lose sight of it. And what happens is that life happens. Okay. So it's partly because we have these great intentions going into a new year. We put some things into action. By February, life kind of grabs hold of us again and kind of takes us back in that familiar direction. They say that it's like 21 days to change a behavior or a habit. And so if you've got that 21-day cycle kind of under your belt, you can make improvements. But what happens is that, in January, we kind of don't stay consistent enough, and we might have to cycle back again into February. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Might have to cycle back again into February with this 21-day approach to being able to do it. So, but let's say that you created some New Year's resolutions and you're kind of setting them to the wayside at this point. Well, that's okay too, because maybe you weren't as committed to that. Maybe you need to rework your why or rework this strategy in order to be more committed to it. And then I'm always a big fan of looking at, instead of New Year's resolutions, looking at what is your intention of wanting this? What's your why? And then is that intention something that can be internalized to create a more powerful experience for you from the inside out than just from the outside and trying to force it in? Okay. Now, February 1st being Quits Day. So this is that day where, hey, go back to the gym because there's nobody's going to be in there, right? Look at what your intention was and see, is it really, are you passionate about it? Are you really wanting to move forward in that direction? But do it quick, because guess what tomorrow is? Groundhog Day. And the impact of both of these days can be really detrimental, because you guys, it's about the perception. We know that Groundhog Day is this day that says, is the groundhog going to come out and let us know that, there's more winter coming, or, is spring going to happen a little bit faster? And that's great. They've had years of this going on, and it's great. But the movie Groundhog Day is really more of the perception that we have in regards to this feeling like just a constant pattern of repeat here. So the impact of getting to February 1st, not feeling like you have what it takes to make things happen in your life or business, and then looking at Groundhog Day as kind of like this, am I just going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Can start to take us back down into that spiral effect. And then we kind of can't pick ourselves back up. So the big quit. Do you have your what? Do you have your what? What is it that you want to do? And is it big enough for you to kind of like, really believe that you can do it? Is it too big? Is it too small? Is it just the right size? Now, do you have your why attached to that? So if you know what you want, is your why you want it as powerful as your what? The next piece is, do you have the vision to be able to accomplish it? So sometimes we get lost in the weeds of the how am I going to do it versus why am I going to do it? So the vision is kind of keeping that why alive. Why do I want this? For myself, for my family, for my business, for my team. Why do I want this? Okay. And you have to really picture the vision because the brain works in picture form, you have to create a picture of what that vision is. So it's kind of like a vision complete. One of my goals that I want to be able to do this year is write a book. So my vision is me physically holding the book. Okay, that is my awareness that it's complete. I accomplished it. And I have to keep going back to my why. Why do I want this? Because it has to make sense. It can't just be for gain or glory, it has to make sense. Why do I want this? Okay. So the next thing is do you have your vision converted into a plan? Now you got to break it down. Now you got to break down this vision and you have to start working backwards. I want this to happen by this particular date. Now I got to work backwards of what are the steps? How am I going to accomplish this? Who do I need to help me accomplish this? What timeline do I have? What money do I need? What energy do I need? What resources do I need? And that's kind of your timer method, having your timer method in place. So that really helps you to take your vision, convert it into a plan by using the timer method, the time, money, energy, resources. Okay. All right. So then let's shift over to the Groundhog Day for tomorrow. The premise of the movie is that he's trapped in a time loop, right? And he is kind of disgusted by having to do some of the simpler, silly things. He's a newscaster and he's having to go do, a Pensacola Pete Groundhog Day episode with his news thing. So then we have to think the effort in the simple or silly things sometimes can keep us passionate, motivated, right? And then we also have to think in this particular trapped in this time loop, are we learning something along the way? And are we applying the learning? Or are we just passively letting another day go by and not making the effort of the changes that we need to make? Are you changing for the better? I mean, the great part about that movie is that he started to learn, if he was going to be in this time loop, that he could, in a sense, he's manipulating the process, okay? But he's learning as well. And then what's happening is that in this learning and being more compassionate towards others, he started to become inspired. So what are you doing that's inspiring you? Are you learning, or are you just frustrated by the fact that you might be caught up in this cycle or this time loop? Okay. And then in the end, how motivated are you to grow? Like, what is that end result? So you got to go back over to the vision side and you have to be able to say, what is that big result that I'm aiming for? What's the picture that I'm going to keep present in my mind in order to keep moving forward and accomplishing this? Because every day we're going to get caught up in the crap that shows up in life every day. Okay. No working around it. I know we're in the people business. And for those of you that are in the people in the service business, every day there's going to be something that you're going to have to prepare for. Okay. So I want you to go back and I want you to imagine a time, the last time you did something really big. Okay. The last time you did something really big, and I want you to kind of like anchor into that particular time when you did something really big. And I want you to think about all the steps that you had to take. Was it an investment in you? Was it an investment in your business, your future maybe? Did it require a strategy to get through it? Did you have to think through the processes? And the processes sometimes are as simple as asking the questions: what do I want? Why do I want it? Who do I want it for? When do I want it to happen by? Where is this now going to happen? And how then am I going to make this happen? Okay. And I also want you to think about, what frame of mind were you in to get started, to get in motion, to have it be complete. Okay. And then I want you to look at how you need to kind of like be in sequence with that, in marriage with that. That mindset and strategy kind of has to keep rolling and moving forward in order for these big things to happen in life. Okay. Because they don't happen overnight. And sometimes we get really caught up in the little things taking over and not giving us that momentum that we need in order to make things happen. So I want you to imagine doing it again. I want you to imagine doing it for your business. So whether you're a small business owner, a salon owner, a spa owner, lash location owner, whatever it is, even if you're an independent person and you're still looking to grow, I want you to imagine being able to do this again. And I want you to sign up for this 90-minute mindset and strategy session workshop that I have coming up on February 20th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. It's easy. That's it. 90 minutes. I'm going to provide you the strategy. Of course, if you have your own strategy plan, that's fine too, but I'm going to provide you the strategy to be able to look at what areas you need to look at in order to continue to grow and stay in that focused space to be able to have it happen. Okay. So go to mindsetandstrategy.com. This is going to give you that's the link to be able to sign up. It's $37, but that includes the actual strategy plan that you're going to download and use for the 90-minute session. Now, of course, following the 90-minute session, you may have questions. You might be able to be a great DIY person on top of this, or you might need some additional assistance. I'll share with you at that time opportunities to be able to work hand in hand to be able to have your mindset and your strategy kind of work for you. Okay. 90 minutes, you guys, it's already February 1st. And this doesn't happen until February 20th. So now we're rolling into March. We're almost through first quarter. I want to see you accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, and I want to help you do that. Now, some of you might just be looking for the strategy plan itself, so you can download it for free if you want to, and you can go to sossalonstrategy.com, download it for free. Once you look at it, you might have some questions, and you might say, you know what, I still want to participate in the mindset and strategy workshop. So I look forward to seeing you on February 20th. And remember that, you don't have to quit. And you don't have to get caught up in that loop of Groundhog Day, but you do need to be in action. You need to have the vision, the picture, and you need to have some ability to want to be in action for that. So I want to help you do that. All right. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. I'll see you soon and hopefully see you on February 20th.